Autobots, prepare to feel the sting of Scorponok!
だがブラックザラックそんな薄のろわしの仲間とは思わんオーバーロード
Welcome back to the Titanium here. This is Mike coming at you with it's a mouthful here, Star Toys BX-04 Dark Scorpion Giant Scorponok Dark version. And with that, yes, it is not Scorponok, but it is Black Zarak. I think is from God Master Force, but I'm not 100% sure. I will say this, that when they came out, the same company made Scorponok. I had to jump on that one because of the fact that I have basically a vintage shell, and I've always wanted the parts, but I didn't want to spend the hundreds of dollars to complete that. So really having a nice minty new one that's complete is pretty nice, and I knew this would not disappoint. It does not disappoint. I did get this at Shozi's store for about 90 bucks, which I think is an amazing price, because if you truly wanted this, I mean, you're going to spend $1,000, $1,500 to get one that's incomplete, and then over $2,000 to get a complete one. So it's really tough to get the original one. Some of this kind of stuff like this, the only way to own it would be through a KO like this. And you guys know me, I'm perfectly okay with KO. So let's get into looking at Black Zarak KO version 4th party from Shozi's store. TH Sports Reviewer coming up. All right, here's the box, and it's an interesting box. It doesn't feel super cheap, but it doesn't feel high-end either, which I don't care. Would I have wanted it to look like the vintage Japanese box? No, I don't. I'm happy with what they did. And it's really weird because it opens on the side here, and then you got the black foam stuff on the inside with it, and you've got some plastic. Still kind of fun. So let's take a look at this guy. He looks absolutely magnificent. I love the shine, the sheen, the newness of everything in the plastic. I really say this is the way to go if you're going to get something super duper expensive that's almost impossible to find. I mean, there's the people that they have to have the original and they'll pay up $2,000 for an original. I understand that. But the average collector out there that it's like, well, it's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind having one for 90 bucks. And that's me. There's no way I would have spent $2,000 on one of these. Brand new vintage for $2,000, and then even in many cases missing parts. So this is 100% complete from what I've seen for 90 bucks. But before I forget the name, this is Rorichi. I had to look it up because I knew it wasn't the same Fast Tracks. It is the Fast Tracks mold. It's just in gold. And here's the other thing. I don't know 100%. But I assume the vintage one has the gold plastic syndrome where the gold is brittle. Kind of like the G2, is it Slingshot? G2 Slingshot. So having new plastic that probably won't break down, this year. It may have problems over time, but I doubt it. I think they've reformulated how they do gold. And it's not the same gold. So it probably is formulated to last much, much longer and not be brittle like we see with 40-year-old gold and silver plastic from the 80s. Next issue is that I really do want this to display this in the collection, and I'm torn whether or not I put the stickers on it for a multitude of reasons, because number one, I don't want to put stickers on back metal. Number two, I want to make sure they're applied 100% perfectly and correct and all that, and just trying to speed through it before I do a review probably isn't smart, and I think the review would have been better if I had these on there. I probably will put them on there though, but I will super take my time when I've got time. And yeah, it's just one of those things. You're not gonna have a Decepticon symbol on it, so there's a few caveats to putting the stickers on it, which is why I don't have mine on it, and I probably will in the future though. But if I sticker this dude up, I'm gonna sticker up the Scorponok, and it's just gonna be a long day of sticker doing. I'm not really good at the stickers. Some people actually have tools they use to perfectly apply stickers, and yeah, it could be a mess. Getting in here on the face, well, first of all, this piece comes off. It's supposed to like sit there like that, or they say you can do this with it to give it some spikes in the front if you want to do that. and then it also can come over here and go over the face. And this is supposed to go over the face when you go to Scorpion mode. It's on there pretty good. You gotta lift it up a little bit and make it fall. And then you lift this up to get to the little Zarak figure in here, which looks cool. And this is another gold plastic syndrome possible issue with the vintage one and not having to worry about it. Now I do wonder, I don't know 100% for sure because I haven't really tried it. Well, I guess maybe I did on the Scorponok, but I don't know how well all these parts would fit on a vintage one. So if you bought a vintage one and just swap the parts over, but I imagine you can make it work just for a display or something, but not 100% sure how well it would work if you just pop that head on a vintage one. I imagine it would, but I'm not going to guarantee anything because I just don't know. And my G1 Scorponok is deep in boxes somewhere, not on display, but that's kind of cool. This vac metal is vac metal on die cast, and then of course this is the, I didn't bring the camera down enough, but this pops up when we're in base mode, and there's his tech specs things going on there. Getting over here, we've got these little cannons, just like with Scorponok. You can tab this in to, let's get all this focused and lighted, right? There's a hole here, you can tab that in, same as, and this separates too for that mode. Now, I did put his staff in his hand, staff in hand here, and let's go ahead and get this down a little bit. So, since it's down here, we can see it, but he does have a hole in this, and my understanding is the vintage one doesn't. So there's a hole in this so that it can hold in the hand like he does with the gun, which is nice. Or he can put it on over here. I think holding it makes more sense, but he could put it here like kind of a storage system if that's a thing that you want to do with him. So some cool options there. I do like the gold vac metal of space. I mean the gold vac metal of the side of his legs. It looks good. The only vac metal on the outside, and it's silvery on the inside, which is really kind of strange. It is odd seeing the red for these pieces here. That seems a little odd, but it is what it is. Not sure what, is there a piece of tape on there? And it comes with a free piece of tape on it. So, but looks good all around. Here's his shield. Let's pop that off. It works the same as a regular shield, as the, well, same mold as the shield that we saw. Hey, there's swirlies to the plastic though. So, which I didn't even notice this until I turned on my big light, just the standard room light. I didn't even notice this, but I've got the super bright light, which sometimes it's too much. That light's too much sometimes, but once I turn that on, I noticed some swirlies in it, which makes me a little worried because that's a sign of, you know, the future breakdown of the plastic. It seems like all of the silver and gold plastic that I've seen break down have that swirliness to it. Anyway, good figure, fun overall so far. All right, so here he is in comparison to their version of Scorponok. So both of these are in the KO territory, in the $90 price range to get complete and have all the parts. I guess it's good that I didn't put the stickers on him just yet so we can see the difference. Like we've got this orange paint right here, which most of it would be covered up with stickers, versus this whole thing vac metal. And they are both die cast on that part. And then the gun, same gun, except it's orange and gray, and this is gold and red. And we've got the shield being gold, that shield being, I don't know, gray, dark gray. And then we get into the fast track, and okay, I already forgot the dude's name. Jerry Riccoli. Anyway, I said it at the beginning on purpose, because I knew I'd forget it. Should have wrote it down. But there's the difference between the two. It's gold and purple, which is kind of a fun color. I will say Hasbro has made it in there. I think it's the Selects line that is sort of one of those like online only kind of deals. You don't get it in the store. Well, you don't get it in the store until they ship them to Ollie's, because I've seen Selects in the Ollie's. But they've made this figure, he was made in the main line and he was made as Selects. And the Selects one goes for actually more than you could buy this guy for. So it's kind of funny how things go around. There's the comparison of them. case I forgot to mention it, they have different helmets. So that's a big deal, which now that I see it, it's kind of fun that they're different. I think it's fun that they made it different. And the first one doesn't come with a stick. So you're short a stick, different helmet, visor piece that fell on the ground. Still need to get it. But yeah, there we go. All right, so here he is in Scorpion mode, dark Scorpion mode, and it looks pretty much like it did with the first one, but it looks good. Yeah, looks good. Looks really good. Now, it still retains all the features, everything from before, and you can push it along and the little feet move. Kind of something you'd expect as is it Rampage, the Beast Horse character. I would expect that feature to work, something like that with that guy. But I don't think they did that back in the day. But still, kind of cool, kind of fun. I did put the mask on his face there so you can see that it's covered up. And you could armor it up if you want to get all this stuff on here. I'm sure there's a way to make it fit. You can refer to the box and just, you know, that's what it shows. And then Ingenuity, that thing is in 2 pieces. So his stick comes in 2 pieces. It's split the stick. And I'm not sure how easy it's going to be to rotate now that I've got it in this configuration. But yeah, there it goes. Now, if you want to see the transformations, you can watch my first review of the Scorponok. I'll try, do or do not, there's no try. I'll try to link that down below also. But we're going to get it into base mode. But vote right now down below if you want me to compare the base mode to Cyan Culture. Because that's going to be a lot of work to get that out of the display. So I don't know if I want to do it. If I get enough votes down there, I will. Alright, we have Black Zorak in his base mode. It looks magnificent in this color scheme. It looks a little more daunting in the black than in the green and purple. Now, looking at the box, I don't see... See, I don't really see where they put the staff on it. So I just put it on the back of the hands there. So we're going to try to do like a little bit of a 360 here. And as bright as it is in here, the black is not showing up as well on the camera. Now, maybe it shows up better in editing, but it's still pretty dark, as much light as I've got on this. It's the opposite. The same exact amount of light, and I got something white. It's like flashed out. Now, I will say this, that I'm still a Scorponok novice. I've really just reviewed one, and I haven't done anything with it since that review other than just moving around in the display. So with that, getting back to this mode, I still had questions and confusion like, should we? I think it looks better if you have the claws open a bit, but if you close the claws, then I guess these could, and then you could arch it forward. But I just like this being straight up and down. These are kind of folded back. Well, that's just, I don't even see anyone with that. Very little information on this guy for me in this mode, but kind of looks cool. Here's the ramps. I guess we need to take the camera down just a bit, and we can get over here to some of these other things. And the color scheme being different is kind of fun at the same time. Let's bring it in, and we have this piece here, just like the regular Scorponok, which pops out, but it's kind of like you can raise and lower it on the ramp. These, I just set them on there because there wasn't room. I guess maybe I could put them on the sides. I'm just gonna leave them sitting there, and then over here we've got these little armatures to repair bay, repair. Now, as I said, I'm an amateur. I'm very new to the Scorponok world, very new. But what I notice is a lot of people wanting to plug this stuff in to screw holes. So there's very specific 5mm ports, but I don't think they made the screw holes 5mm. So they're a little bigger because the screwdriver got to go in there than this. But maybe I'm wrong. But people like say these don't fit right, but I think they're sticking it in the wrong hole. I mean, do you have any experience with that? Sticking it in the wrong hole? But the screw holes sometimes will double as a fit for 5mm ports, but not always. And in this case, I really don't think it does. And this piece in here, with the first one, it never clips in. And this one doesn't stay closed as well. This the shield that folds in half and goes right here. Maybe I got it backward. It's funny because if you're reviewing something, everyone expects you to know every little detail about it. But still, I've already reviewed the standard one, and I still have a few questions that need answering. I really wish there was a way to store all this stuff on the figure, but there isn't that I know of. So I just put it in a baggie. This is from the standard one, and I guess I'll have to do the same with these parts. Now I'm trying to figure out the best way to objectively compare these, so we'll go shaky cam. But this is the Sighing Culture because you guys have unanimously, both of you voted yes. I don't know how many people are going to vote down there, but do you like comparisons like this? I mean, put it down there. I'll go out of my way and destroy displays for comparisons like this, but I don't know the best way to compare it. So I'm going to do one more. This is kind of a side-by-side. As you can see, it's about, I don't know, 30% bigger for the Sighing Culture. But front to back is probably the best way to compare it. So I guess we'll end it out like this. The Sighing Culture one is objectively better. But this is just like the G1. I like it. I think that this one fits the bill. If you want a G1, you don't want to spend $2,000. This is definitely the route to go. I'm gonna have a link down below where you can get yours. It shows the store, direct link to it. And you know, it's one of those things. When you make something obscure that not a lot of people are like clamoring for, how well does it sell? I don't know. Will it go on clearance later on down the road? I don't know. But at the same time, once it sells out, it's gone. And it's so awesome that they made this. I'm so happy to have this in my collection. As I say, Scorponok poor for 30 years, 40 years. And I've only had a shell of a Scorponok. And now, finally, I've got 3, 4. Just let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. A link to Showzi's store, TH, and Support the Reviewer. I'm curious what everyone's thoughts are. Is this too obscure for you? Titanium Hanger out.
お花たちはごもっともしかしひどいだと余り者周知貴様わしに逆らうというゴッド人来自分の仲間を攻撃するとは血迷ったがブラックザラックそんな薄のろわしの仲間とは思わんオーバーロード